what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at Reeves in Tampa, and it's a very special day, Reeves Volkswagen, because one of our very own subscribers, Ken, has finally received his baby that he's been waiting for since last year. This is that all-new 2019 Volkswagen Arteon. What's amazing about his is that it's featured in that beautiful curcuma yellow metallic with the 20-inch wheels. So let's talk a little bit about Ken's background with this car. Ken has been an avid Volkswagen fan for years. His recent trade-in on this car was a 2015 Volkswagen GTI. When he made the plans to buy this, he actually had to go through, couldn't use the Volkswagen USA website because it wasn't available the way that he wanted to option it. The options just weren't showing. He actually went through Volkswagen Canada's site with Reeves, and they were able to pick the options exactly the way that he wanted. Now, he put this order in all the way back in November, and finally, here it is now, June 1st, his baby's here. That's the history about Ken getting this car. But let's talk a little bit about the history about Volkswagen. Volkswagen, the people's car, has been around since 1937. This car is all new, but it's actually replacing a car that actually went out of production here in the United States in 2017. That was the Volkswagen CC. The Volkswagen CC hit our shores in 2008. It was actually called the Passat CC. Eventually they dropped the Passat and they just kept the CC part of it. That was a four-door like sports sedan. What you'll find with this Arteon is that same wonderful styling. It really, you'll see, is almost like a baby Audi A7 Sportback, because at the end of the day, there's no trunk. It's actually one of the liftbacks that you're seeing on cars like the Kia Stinger and the different Sportback models that Audi has. This particular one, fully loaded. So this is an SEL Premium with the R-Line spec wheels and everything. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2019 Arteon. Right off the bat, you can see that this car is lower and wider than the outgoing CC, and I think that's perfect. It really gives it such a certain look to it. And here, for the Motorsports Gathering car event, the car gathering, this thing was getting lots of attention. I love what Volkswagen has done with the headlight styling, with the way that they bring the DRLs and actually run it right into the grille, all the way across. All these horizontal slots, this is actually giving the appearance of the car even being wider than what it is, but very nice look. I think it was very smart to go gloss black with a little bit of flat black here, and then those are functional air curtains. So the air is gonna hit here, flow down the side of the car. As we come across the front, you can see all those different slots. Very smart as well, the way that they integrated that last chrome strip into a very subtle lower lip spoiler. Nicely done. I'm gonna have Tom go ahead and zoom in. Here's that R-Line badge. So there's many different trim levels. Most of them are front wheel drive. This is with the 4Motion R-Line spec, that SEL fully loaded. But I love the headlight style, the use of the gloss black, and just a very menacing look, especially in the sun, this curcuma yellow metallic. As we come around the corner, look at how clean the transition is. And then here's something that you would think wouldn't work, but look at how they flattened out around the fender well here. Really gives it such a distinctive body line, a very strong body line, and I really think it was cool the way they brought it into the hood, because at the end of the day, we're gonna open up this hood and part of that fender is gonna rise with the hood because it's part of it. There's the thing that Ken was determined he wanted to have. 20-inch wheels, part of that R-Line wheel package. I love the flat black. I'm so glad, thank you Volkswagen, for not going gloss black. This is probably the only setup like this in the whole country. Ken has it, one of our very own here on the Rady's Rides family, spot on. As we go into the fender, you'll notice that a lot of Volkswagen products have this trim piece here. What I like that they did is they extended it into the door, R-Line with the gloss black, ties it into the front, nicely done. Very slim, very trim, LED lighting on the turn signals. Up on the roof, you'll notice that you get, it's not a panoramic sunroof, it's like a sunroof and a half. This is where I'm gonna zonk it. I already told Ken, this is probably gonna be one of the main zonks. I wish they would have blacked out the whole roof. My advice for him, in my opinion, was to get this part wrapped to make it all black. I think that would just really make the car even pop better with the yellow and the full black roof. As we transition down the sidecar, look at all these nice distinctive body lines. Very strong, nothing subtle. I like the way the lower sill extends. That's almost about a 2-inch, 1.5-inch extension from where the door is, the chrome trim going into the rear fender. And like I said, this body line here is what really is giving this car so much personality. Very low roof, slant back onto this nice deck lid spoiler. As we wrap it around the back, very clean. I'm really liking what they did. So we have the Arteon badge, 4Motion. That's that all-wheel drive, gonna get the power to the ground. I wish there was a way that we could get rid of these reflectors. So I'm gonna zonk the reflectors, but I know they're there because of the Department of Transportation. When it comes to exhaust, still, this is a new thing, I guess. This is more for looks. There is exhaust pipes in there, but they're not connected. So that is gonna be a zonk, something that I've already talked about with Ken. So don't think that I'm just ripping apart his car, but he wants me to be honest, because guess what? That's what brought him to Rady's Rise when we only had 500 subscribers. Very nice body style right here, this body line in the rear bumper area. And then I really think the way that they did the tail lights is spot on. Nicely done. Why don't we go ahead? We just checked out the outside. Let's check underneath that hood and see what surprises there are. All right, guys, hood is popped on the 2019 Volkswagen Arteon. What's great is that they keep the choices to a minimum. One engine option, one transmission option. So what you're looking at, that is a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. That is the engine off of the Golf R that's been detuned, 268 horsepower, 258 foot-pounds of torque. It is connected to an 8-speed automatic, and that's where I'm gonna have to offer up another zonk. I wish, and so does Ken, that this one was attached to the DCT gearbox. You could get this in all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Since this one is all-wheel drive, we'll stick to those MPGs, 20 in the city, 27 on the highway. This car weighs about 3,854 pounds. If you wanna go front-wheel drive, then you're looking at 3,655 pounds. Since this is the SEL Premium with the R-Line wheel package, this does have the DCC adaptive suspension at all 4 corners. That's gonna make sure that you're gonna get the best ride, but also performing ride at the end of the day. Plus with the 4Motion, that's gonna keep you planted. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and fire up this brand new Arteon. All right, guys, time to check out what has Volkswagen produced with this new 2019 Arteon. This is where you're gonna see a lot of similarities with Audi. Now, before I go any further, I know many of you are saying, Joe, this thing's pretty badass. What kind of money are we talking about? Fully loaded, the way you see this one with everything, you're looking at around an MSRP of $47,000, $48,000. This is one of the most expensive Volkswagens next to a fully loaded Atlas, but wait until you see what we have to offer. To the door panels, love the styling. Now there is a lot of dark material, but you know what? I love that aluminum trim that they got going on near the top of the door panel. Nice soft material. There's even felt lining in the pocket cup holder area. Those are those extra touches where you know that it's a higher standard of quality. Love that they did that. Really sharp looking door. Very smart. Now, as we transfer from the door to the dash, soft material. Look at how far forward everything is. That really opens up this whole cockpit. I love the trim. Look at how they simulated what the front grille looks like. So I think it was smart to keep the horizontal lines. It seems that on a lot of upscale cars, you want to have an analog clock. I'm going to zonk the clock because I wish there was a Volkswagen logo in there. Come on, it would have looked perfect. You know it and I know it. Check out this infotainment system. Very nice quality. I love the fonts. You can see the motion and whatnot. When you go into media, you could go through your different settings, go to menu here. everything that you can need, navigation, great clarity on, look how clear that is. Now, it would have been cool if that was the curcuma yellow metallic, but it still looks great sitting there. Here's another thing I want to show you. With that DCC, you could make your adjustments. You could go into performance settings. You could think blue if you, I mean, look at all these different ways that they help you save fuel if that's something that you wanted to do. But just really so easy to just navigate through all these different things. Look at this, tire pressure, vehicle status. You got your performance gauges that you could have your boost gauge. Now, as we transition down, I love the way that they did the dual climate control, separate, really nice. You have a nice little cubby area here, which is great. And then this is what's gonna be shifting you through that 8-speed automatic. You can put it into sport mode where you could shift with the actual shifter or the small paddles on the back. I do like where they placed the engine stop button. I don't like all these extra blank spaces. I'm sure this has something to do with maybe European spec models, but I wish they could have cleaned this up a little bit. You do have a heated steering wheel. You got your different modes. Let's go back to the screen real quick, Tom. You got your different modes. So you could go into sport, normal, comfort, custom. Really, really great the way they have different modes. I think that's super smart to do it that way. Really gives you that extra personality to the car when it comes to driving it and whatnot. As we transition from there to the rest of the center console, I love the sliding cover, 2 cup holders, a little cubby for some German peanuts, and then you have an electric e-brake, a 12-volt, nicely padded leather armrest. You pull it up, it is ratcheting, which is interesting. USB, aux, and it's felt lined, so you can put the Hope Diamond in here and not scratch it. And then the best part, I think, are these seats. I love the design, I love the style, fully perforated. These are heated and ventilated. Only complaint, I wish they would have put the R-Line badge up on the headrest or down here on the back portion of the door. But these seats are very supportive without being too hard, and you know you're gonna be able to drive for a long, long distance. I told you about that sunroof. It's a sunroof and a half. It's a little bit larger than your standard sunroof, so that's nice for the people in the back. And then overall seating position, I'm 6 feet tall. It's lots of room in here, but why don't you come on over to the business end of things and I'll show you behind the wheel. All right, guys, business end, behind the wheel of this 2019 Arteon, brand new. Let's look at some of the finishes. I like the aluminum trim down here, the R-Line logo. I also like the way that they put the memory settings in the seat. These seats also have massagers in them, so you could actually massage your back while you're driving your Arteon. I like how easy it is to move everything. All power assist pedals. Look at how nice Audi does their pedal setup. Nice large dead pedal, one of the best in the business. And I like the brushed aluminum on the gas and the brake. This is gonna help support you as you're getting a little, quick through the twisties in your Arteon. Steering wheel, great looking wheel, flat bottom wheel, R badge, love the Volkswagen logo. Everything looks very classy. And then check out that dash. That is straight out of an Audi. Clear graphics, great font, wonderful layout, and it's a great size. And I like the way that it's tucked in there, so you're not gonna have to worry about any kind of sun blurring it out. And you could go and rearrange that every different way that you could imagine. Frameless mirror, which is very tasteful, and overall just love the great seating position in this Arteon. My only zonk is these small plastic paddles. Now, I don't know how many people are actually gonna, go through their 8-speed automatic hitting the paddles, but look how small they are. They're plastic. I wish they would have done something a little different. But why don't we go ahead and check out that back seat and see what's going on in this 2019 Arteon. All right, guys, backseat time of the Arteon. I'm actually quite surprised and impressed because you would think 6-foot me would be cramped. Plenty of headroom, even with that low sloping roof design. Love the back of the seats, full leather with a nice pocket, great touch. You have a little command center here with your rear AC, heated seats in the back, and then if you notice here, you have a nice 12-volt. What I would like to see is some USB back here. So I am gonna zonk this little area just because I would like a little bit more connectivity. Seats though feel great. They're nice and angled back. Same design as the front. We open up this bad boy. We got a nice armrest. I like the cup holders. I think it's smarter to be horizontal than vertical, but it still has some nice padding and plenty of room. Look at this. You got your little pass-through. So you want to get yourself some donuts or some sodas out of the cooler, or maybe you got a little gnome back there. You could interact with that gnome by just going through the pass-through very, very easily. Other than that, feels great back here. Let's go ahead and check out that hatch area. All right, guys, like I said, there's no trunk on this. It's an actual lift back. So what you do is, I love the way they do it right there. Nice power assist. Look at all the room. This is why you don't need an SUV. You got plenty of room back here, and you'll have a sedan that is better performing than an SUV, especially when you're looking at center of gravity, much lower in a sedan. Really think it's so smart that Volkswagen went this route with the new Arteon. And like I said, this is so similar to an A7 hatchback or an A5 hatchback. Tons of space, those seats are gonna fold down, and you're good to go. Now what's wonderful is that you have different ways to close the hatch. You could do where it's foot assisted, where you just rub your foot underneath the bottom, or you could have it where you set like a monitor, and then once you walk away, then the actual back will close. But other than that, you know, the good old-fashioned way of doing it is just to hit that button and it drops right down. But if you're ready, I'm ready. This car is amazing. Let's wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been an amazing day with this 2019 Volkswagen Arteon, fully loaded SEL Premium with the R-Spec, with the R-Line wheels, and with the 4Motion. I definitely got to give a huge thank you to Ken, one of our very own, allowing me access to his baby before he even drove off the lot. So that's what we like to see here at Rady's Rides, the sharing of the passion. He is an enthusiast, I'm an enthusiast, just like all of you. If these are the types of things you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content for you here on Rady's Rides, click the link in that description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. It goes a long way. Speaking of going a long way, just so you know, it is YouTube Cameraman Awareness Month. If you see a YouTube cameraman, definitely say thank you, give him a hug, and that's what I'm here to do for Tom. Big Guns McGee working that camera. I'm sure all of you wish that you could reach your arms around him right now and give him a nice squeeze, but check him out on @MoshPhotos on Instagram. That's pretty close. But Tom, thank you for your help. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.